Hey guys, it's Alex from Hannemann Ironworks here, and today I actually got a package in the mail. Now I ordered this. It's from Uncle Buck's Forge, and it's a Gator Guillotine Swage. And I bought it because I have some plans coming up, and this seems like it'd be pretty useful. And the box here is actually in fairly good shape, except for this little tiny thing out the side, but it's not open, so it's not actually all that bad. Otherwise, the rest of the box is in damn near perfect shape. That's a first. Just gotta point that out. Just gonna cut it open real quick. Alright, so I got it open. And on the side of all these packages, he actually includes a packing list. And in the packing list, I noticed last time there was more than just the packing list. So I'm not sure what he actually includes with that. But before you throw your box out from Mr. Uncle Buck, check it, because there's always something in there. Alright, so it's got my address on it. I think last time he included a few business cards. Would not appear that way this time, but it's just the packing list this time. So, but I know in the past he has shipped business cards with, which has been pretty cool. Got some bubble wrap. You can see here, it's held up fairly well. So you can see here, it's a whole mess of saran wrap. So you can see here I liberated, well, not quite, but these are the actual dies for it. If you buy it with an extra set of dies, I think it's like an extra $10 for a full another set of dies, which seemed pretty worth it to me. So I liberated one set here. Let me just show you in a quick sec. He always overpacks this stuff, which is a good thing because it's heavy metal. Dear Lord. There we go. So I got both of them free. Got this is the bottom here. All right, it sits down because this is about how wide the actual base of this is. And this is the top, and it has more maneuverability, so it's wider, and it sits up, right, and it comes down. So that's pretty slick. And then here is the pre-made set. Hey! And you can see how it lines up here. So there's some dressing that needs to be done to these dies before I actually put them in use, and I'll show you guys that in the upcoming rest of this video. And I'll show you, if I remember, just a little bit of the welding and assembling this. So here's the base, obviously. Top die, flip it around. You can go up top here, and there's a second hole to lower it, depending on how big of stock you're using. And then flip around one more time. This bottom piece goes right here on the bottom, and you can see why that notch is cut out. So, this is shipped from Uncle Buck's Forge. I'm not sure if I've made that super clear. He makes everything. He's got a huge, I think, CNC plasma or something like that as a job that he's able to use. It's a pretty sweet gig. But he goes through all the effort, and he makes all this awesome gear. He makes guillotine tools, swage blocks, striking anvils, all kinds of awesome stuff. I have a ton of products from him. I got 4 guillotines, got swage block, striking anvil. I got a few custom pieces from him. I mean, he makes some awesome stuff. So if you haven't already, go to his Etsy store, check him out, buy something, support him, and check out his YouTube channel. I'll put that in the link in the top right. So the links to his YouTube channel and the Etsy store will be in the description down below. Top links, that should be right there, right in your face. Go check him out. And I think that covers it. I don't know any of his other social media stuff, but I'm sure he has it. So go to his YouTube channel and find more about it. He makes awesome products. I stand by every single one of them. I'm sure he does too. So yeah, go check him out, and let's get on with the rest of the video. Alright guys, so I'm here in the welding shop at the school. Here we have a MIG welder, a stick welder, TIG welder, nice hydraulic bandsaw, got this fume hood. Everything here is real nice. As you can see here, I got just the top dies with me. I don't have all the dies, or the bottom, because I don't need to actually do anything welding wise to the bottom. I'll show you the assembly with it on the actual thing. This one's going to need a hardy shank, that's why I have it here. And these are going to get striking plates welded onto the top of these. So this is 3.5 by, I'd guess, inch, or probably 1.5 by 3/4 inch. These are older guillotine dies that I got from Uncle Buck's Forge when I bought the guillotine kits. I had a couple extras laying around, like 2 extra. And I'm going to repurpose them into becoming, well, striking plates. So steel is steel, right? And if I need more, I can always order more. Or I always have the dimensions, and if I can't order them from him, I can order it from elsewhere. So that's what I'm going to be using. These were fairly cheap, if I remember correctly, or fairly cost effective, and they line up, and they're going to be welded right on top of the striking end. So this right here with the hole, you want to weld it on the opposite side on the very top. So if you stand it straight up, weld it on at the very end right here. So I may show a clip of that, of me welding it, but we'll see how I can get this all set up. But that's kind of the gist of it, and I'll be back with you when I have these welded onto the tops and a hardy shank welded to the bottom. So be back with you in just a little bit. Alright guys, so I just skipped past the welding part, but I got it all welded up. As you can see here, this is just a blank die. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it. Roy at Chrysler Ironworks had a pretty cool idea, just make bigger rounding bits. But there's the weld. There's the other weld. This might be one of the better welds. I don't like them. I personally kind of hate them. They don't look great, but I mean they're functional, right? So yeah, that was decent. There's a few pits and whatever, but they work. And then obviously just welded this on and ground it. So that's what it's looking like. Next steps, I'll show you how to dress the die up quick, and how to assemble it, and then maybe a little bit of forging on it. So cut to that piece. Alright guys, so I'm out here in the shop, and I got this locked up right here. Now I'm going to take an angle grinder. What I'm actually going to do is knock off the burr, because you can see it's fairly sharp, and if I just use this on standard material, sure, it will wear down over time, but you don't want these super sharp corners. So I'm going to knock these off, just round them over a little bit. You can take it with a file, sandpaper. What I'm going to be using is an angle grinder with a polishing disc, or a flap disc. I'm going to be knocking off the edges on both sides, as well as on the other piece, which is the bottom die. This is the top die because it's got the striking plate on it. And knocking this off all the way from probably up here all the way through, just to guarantee that it won't just damage the material or mar the material, because I don't want this to ruin the material. I want to create an effect on the material, and so the effect is going to be fairly rounded, so it's going to be rounded over. Like I said, you can do this on like a grinder, file, sandpaper, angle grinder. That's what I'm going to be using. I'll just skip past the part of me angle grinding it because it's loud, obnoxious, and you kind of get the point. Just put a chamfer on it, just a slight little bevel. So I'll be back with you when I get that done. Alright guys, so that little humming right there is got a heater right here because it's friggin' cold out here. Like very cold. But I'm still out here because I gotta get a video up, and unfortunately there will be no forging for this upcoming week because it's cold. So, and also I'm busy with work a lot. But unfortunately you won't see any forging in this coming video. I'm sorry, but just a little quick assembly on this thing. This with the little lip, right, will go down here. It'll lock in, right? See how it's got the lip there. It'll butt up against. You're gonna want to do, take one of these bolts, pull it all the way through, grab a nut. I need fine motor skills, but my hands are cold. But what you're gonna do, get threaded on here, Alright, don't lock it down yet. The second through, also get it threaded in here. And before you cinch this down, and the possibility of this contracting because you've cinched it so tight, you want to take this and you're going to want to put it through. You're going to look and line it up so it's about, it's going to be perfectly even with the front. And you're also going to take this. Now this top one you don't want too tight. You're going to want a medium tightness on it, due to the fact it's going to have to come up and down, right? And you can leave it like this, but it's not super secure. Everything moves still. So you're going to want to do is take your wrenches, lock the bottom down, lock it out in the full position. You can lock it back in the back position, but it's easier just to keep this out because if you're striking on it, it's going to want to move forward anyway. So lock this in the out position, and then you're going to want to tighten these bottom ones up real tight, and that will essentially stop this. There's a little bit of side-to-side play. It'll stop that. Again, with locking this top down, just get a wrench. I have another wrench. It's just my twisting wrench. I have more wrenches inside. I'm just too lazy to go get them. But you're going to get these wrenches, lock them down, and get them real tight. And that's essentially the project. So lock these down, keep this one a little bit loose. And if you really want to, add a little bit of WD-40 or I don't know, some kind of lubricant just to assist in it going up and down smoothly and staying like that. You're going to want to stop it from rusting because you don't want this to rust together because you have more dies for it, right? Because I bought I bought an extra set of dies with it. So that's essentially the project. Now I'm not actually going to tighten this down. I'm going to rip it all apart because I didn't realize how long this was, and I welded the hardy shank in the wrong position for my striking anvil. It's just simply too long, so I'm going to have to move it over about, I measured it in finger length, so I don't know, probably 3 inches give or take. It's going to have to move over here so I can actually strike evenly. Otherwise this is hanging off the side of the anvil. I mean, and it would work, but it's not ideal. So I'm going to rip it apart, re-weld the shank, but I mean essentially this is the project. So thank you for watching. If you haven't already, go check out Uncle Buck's Forge. Let me just move the camera. Go check out Uncle Buck's Forge. He makes some great products. The swage block I have it sitting on, I bought it from Uncle Buck's Forge. I got a bunch of tools up there from him. My striking anvil right here. If you guys don't mind me moving. Striking anvils from him. If you look up here, I just installed this shelf recently. All these tools are for this guillotine tool and this guillotine tool here. I have yet another guillotine from him. I have 4 total guillotines. Apparently I have a lot of guillotines. It's okay. I use them all. Haven't actually used the big one yet. Haven't made a hammer yet. Need to get on that. I know. I just been haven't had the time to do it. So all this stuff's from him. I'm gonna rip this apart. I'm gonna go inside because it's cold out here. That's even with the heater running like it. It's cold out here without the forge running, and I got some stuff to do tonight, so I won't have time to record any forging. So unfortunately, that's the way it is, and I got work the rest of the days, and at Skills USA tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Go check out Uncle Buck's Forge. Leave a link to him, top link, description down below. And if I remember, put a link to him again up in the top right. I think I did that earlier if you haven't already. If I did that before, I can't do it again, I don't think. So click on the little eye icon in the top right. Click on it, go to his channel, subscribe to him, and share the love. So, all right, quick side note here. I am changing kind of how the shop is laid out. So I'll give you a little quick rundown of what I'm changing. So as you can see here, this is the door right here. Typical. Got my forge, my anvil. Back here, got the giant coal bin that I just built. Got just kind of storage under there. It's metal, and then the back it's choppings like that up there. It's just kindling for the coal fire. The other bucket on the right is just nothing, and that's an anvil base stand that I haven't done anything with. And if you look up here, it's all storage. So up top is a bunch of metal storage. Over here is just some wood storage that may go up top. I haven't decided. Then here's a stump. That's where I was cutting some wood, as you can see. And coming over here, you can see this cabinet. This cabinet, for the right now, is going to stay here, but I'm going to move it over to the right because I don't want this cabinet anymore, because you can see the mold is growing and the top is gross, and it's just overall a pretty nasty cabinet, so I'm going to get rid of it. And obviously the forging area hasn't changed much, but there's going to be some changes to come with some future projects, so keep your eyes open for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.